I'm Sarah Schira, and these are the Gnomes of Grimblewood. We've been working on a book for over a year, and I am so excited to finally be able to introduce them to you and to talk about gnomes. I've loved gnomes my whole life and just kept making more and more and more gnomes. It was so much of a thing that my son, who was about 12, would walk into the room and I'd be knitting yet another gnome, but this time, with a blue hat, or this time with the decreases spaced out, or this time with stripes. And he'd just be like, oh, hashtag mama's never not gnoming. And that's where the hashtag never not gnoming came from. And that's where the pattern name came from for my very first gnome pattern. And I really didn't expect as many people to join me as did, but I am so glad that people have been so joyously partaking in the fun that I'm having. I think that they are such a perfect platform for trying out new skills. So is this going to be your first colorwork project? Sure, it doesn't really matter, because if the colorwork floats aren't long enough and things are a bit rumply, because wonkiness is gnominess. So you can use gnomes to be a perfect first project to try a skill out. You can use it to try yarns out, and you can also use it to just not take yourself and your craft too seriously. Sometimes I think as knitters, we almost make knitting another job. And what I love about gnomes is gnomes are just for fun. There's really no good practical reason to do them. And I think it's so wonderful when, as knitters, we just stop and do something that's just play. Not because we're cold and we need to warm up, not because somebody needs a gift, but just because it delights us. And I think delight is what brought us to knitting. And I think for a lot of people, gnomes and delight go hand in hand. So I hope you'll join me to talk about gnomes, about the book, The Gnomes of Grimblewood, to meet the little personalities behind the names in the book, and to go into a little bit of depth about the role joy has to play in our world today. Thanks.